You're a national infrastructure commission, right? So, but in New Zealand, obviously, you have only two tiers of government, whereas we have three, right? Essentially, well, local government's not defined in the constitution, but we have three tiers of government. So, what's the local government's role in this whole national infrastructure plan? Because they are, big asset intensive. Local government is managing many millions, sometimes billions of dollars worth of assets. How do you see local government interplaying into all this?
Yeah, so just first, a few contextual stats. The breakup, the split up of infrastructure by New Zealand, $2 from central government, $1 from local government, $1 from private sector. So, local government does about a quarter of all of our infrastructure spend. So, big, but not the biggest, is what I would say. But what I would also say is the proportion of what they do, it looms much larger. When you think about central government, sure, they have a lot of capital assets on their books, but they're also doing other really big things like welfare policy and so on. So as a proportion of the total, and central government probably looks a little smaller, for local government, it looms very large. Now, what that means is that when there are problems in the infrastructure space, you're going to know about them sooner in local government land than you are in central government land. And that really is what's playing out in a number of different ways in New Zealand. There are sort of, broadly speaking, two different types of local governments that you could think about in New Zealand. There are the ones that are growing very fast, and in the order of 2/3 of all of our population growth over the next 30 years will go to about 5 or 6 places. So it's actually quite concentrated.
Yep.
And then on the other extreme, you have a number of local governments that are dealing with the precise opposite problem. Over the next 10 years, we expect 56 of 68 local governments to experience flat or declining population growth. And so for a lot of local government, I think the narrative has been around problems on the upside. How do we grow? How do we get capacity in place early? But of course, equally on the other side, we have local governments that are really grappling with how to simply maintain the infrastructure that they have.